Gentlemen's, welcome back to Guido's Chop Shop, the second best Jaw Blaster channel on the tubes, and today I am going to be continuing on my review of the LDT-X Advanced gearbox with MOSFET. Now, in my last video I opened it up, had a look around, had a, peek at what you get in the package, and in this video I've put it into a blaster for testing. Now, don't judge me. Uh, I'll tell you a story. Okay. I'll tell you a story. So I got it out of the box, as you do. It's not in there. It's in the blaster now. So I got it out, and I thought, well, Scar 1000. It's the logical choice, Scar 1000. The issue that I had with Scar 1000 is that the Scar's actually got this weird Ambi selector plate, and I can probably show you it just a sec. Okay, so let's zoom in a little. So the Scar's got this Ambi selector plate which kind of operates off of the Ambi gear, which lives in this little hole here. Most selector plates actually operate directly off the selector switch on the side, which is living up here. So you can see the difference here. You can see the cutaway, this cutaway for the standard V2 style box lives up here, but the Scar 1000, the selection happens on a eccentric bolt which goes through with a gear on both sides, so you can have the Ambi selector. So I could have taken this plate off and put it onto the LDX gearbox and had it work without too much effort, but then I would have had to take the plate off, and I kind of just wanted to make it run like drop in without doing any modifications to it, because otherwise if I started, I don't know, I just wanted to be able to drop it in, and that didn't happen because of the plate situation. So the next thing I wanted to try was an MK47, and the MK47, sorry, bumping the tripod, that's what happens when you're working around a tripod. The MK47's got the standard V2E style selector plate there, with the little circle in there that does the selecting, and it drops straight into this lower perfectly. It just drops in there without any issues, and this works, and everything lines up, pins line up, this lines up. Excellent, gonna do that, awesome, let's do it. But the MK47 has this weird T-piece and barrel arrangement because of the mag. You can see it's got these weird things here, and the terminal plate has to sit between here. It's a interesting sort of arrangement, and that just wasn't going to work either without modifying the terminal plate on the LDX, and I didn't want to do that either. So here I am. I dug through my boxes of spare parts and I pulled out a standard M4 receiver, and I basically put enough of it together just to get it to work. Okay, so don't judge me. Don't judge me on appearances of this thing that I've created purely for the testing of this gearbox. Okay, here it is. It's an ugly thing, but it does. I have fitted the LDX box in it. It is a perfect fit. The terminal plate is a perfect fit. The T-piece is a perfect fit. The selector plate works. Everything is a perfect fit. It's just the bits and pieces that I had lying around to get it to work. Now, speaking of bits and pieces I have lying around, this has a mini Tamiya connector by default from factory. I don't have any batteries with mini Tamiya connectors, so I think the first thing I'm just going to do, I'm going to lop that off, and I'm going to to put a Dean's connector on it because Dean's is better anyway. So let's go with that. It's always a good idea to cut wires one at a time, even if they aren't live. Obviously, this is the box end of the wire, so it's not going to be live. But yeah, it's always a good idea if you're re-terminating stuff. Cut it one wire at a time, especially if it's the battery end. Nobody wants that. You'll vaporize your cutters and destroy your battery and burn down your house. That's not what anyone wants. Alright, good idea to apply heat shrink to the wires before you put solder on them. It's always hard to do the heat shrink after the solder's on. It's my advice. Would you believe I forgot to press record on the soldering portion of that part of the video? Oh, had a bit of advice in there as well about soldering Dean's connectors, but unfortunately there's no second take in this. Once it's soldered, it's soldered. I suppose I could undo it and do it again for the good of the video, but either way, let's get some nice heat shrink footage going on. Oh, look at that heat shrink. Nice. Alright, so the MOSFET says it's capable of up to 16 volts, so I've got a 11 volt LiPo connected to it now, and this is one of the cool features of this particular MOSFET is if you listen to this, as soon as you fit the magazine in, it automatically pre-primes the magazine. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool feature. I've seen external chips that you can get that do that. This is the first MOSFET, or should I say fire control unit, electronic fire control unit, that I have seen with it built into the trigger control unit. So having that as just a cool thing. It's completely controlled by the board, and I believe it is programmable in the menu system of the MOSFET as to how long that primes for. I'll have to read the manual, but I did see there was a couple of settings you can set in there. But yeah, I mean, that's all it needs, a quick little burst of pre-priming to make sure your gels are up in the chamber up there. That is good to go, 100%. Let's test the steel chrono test, I guess. Just see straight away, plugged in, no additional I haven't done any programming, I've just put it in and plugged a battery in. So now let's see what it fires like as a drop-in unit. Absolutely 100% drop-in, other than the fact, well, sorry, 99% drop-in. I just changed it to a Dean's connector. 99%. That was on me though. I didn't have any batteries with that type of mini Tamiya connector on it. So yeah, if you do have mini Tamiya type batteries, you won't have to change that. But other than that, we are 100% dropped in. Let's see how we go. Alright, here we go. Chrono. Put it on semi. 271, straight out of the bat, straight up there, straight up, but you know what I'm trying to say. First shot, 271, 265, can you see those? 279, 267, 279, 251, 279. So it looks like we're around the 280s, give or take. I will put it into full auto now. Okay, interesting. Not only did I get a barrel break there, but I don't get full auto. Still getting good numbers. 282, No full auto though. So I may have to do some programming on this FET to get it into the full auto mode. Okay, so I've got the little book here. It says, plug in the battery, select semi mode, then hold the trigger for 5 seconds. Okay, so motor beeped, release it. And then for each trigger pull, it's got 1 shock semi. I don't know if you can see this. It says 1 shock semi, 2 shocks turbo shot, 3 shocks 3 shot burst, 4 shocks 4 burst, 5 shocks 5 burst. So I imagine 2 shocks turbo shot means auto, right? I guess. So okay, so that's 2. So if I pull the trigger again, that's 3. That's 4. That's 5. And that's back to semi again. Beep beep. Okay, so 2 shocks, that's going to be turbo shot, which I think is auto. So now that I'm there, if we shift the switch to auto, that should now finish programming, and now we should have safe, semi. Oh wow, I've got binary trigger now. I don't know how I did that, but auto. No, I got binary still. It could actually be that my selector is a little bit wobbly here. I'll try and make sure it's in the... there we go. So, my bad. It was just this particular thing which I pulled out of my pile of parts has a bit of a wobbly selector. So that's auto now. All good. And semi is now binary, which I don't particularly want, so maybe oh, that must be what turbo shot means. Turbo shot means binary. Okay, sorry, Chinglish. Alright, so let's hold this down for 5 again. Alright. So I just want 1 beep. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Okay. Safe. Semi 1 shot. And auto. Alright, cool. Not too difficult to program. Very, very reminiscent of the Perrin in its programming mode, the way you do it. Alright, so pre-feeding, I got an empty mag here just for test. Listen. So I plug the mag in and it primes. Now, theoretically, I should be able to go here, hold that down. It's a little bit concerning that you have to actually fire the... Oh wait, hang on. That's not what I want. It's a little bit concerning you have to actually fire the blaster to get into programming mode. I guess I can live with it. You just got to be sure that there is nothing in front of your muzzle when you're going into programming mode, because you could always still have a gel in the chamber. It's possible, so just always exercise caution. Alright, so if I hold this for 8 seconds, it should be able to do the pre-prime. Alright, so now I should be in pre-priming mode. So according to me, 1 shock means open pre-feeding and 2 shocks means closed pre-feeding. That's what it says. So if I close pre-feeding, I'll turn off the priming. Alright, flick this back into auto. Oh, my janky selector, sorry. Okay, so now I should be able to plug this in. It won't prime. There we go. Alright, no priming. Let's just go back into that again. Alright. So it's 1 beep, 2 beeps, back to 1 beep again. Alright, so I want 1 beep, flick to auto, back to semi again, and this should now pre-feed when I put the mag in. There it goes. Alright, coolio. Well, this is a pretty good thing. It's ready to drop in, ready to roll, and what more can I say? Let's take this down. One of the really good features of having the split box is the teardown aspect of it. Now you do have to take the upper off. It's not one where you can like split the upper and lower with the receiver upper and lower. You will have to take the upper off still, but that's okay because now all you need to do is drop the mag terminal off, pull out the rear pin obviously, drop the mag terminal off, and then you've got your upper and lower separated. Now you can do your air seal stuff up top here, you can do your gear shimming and oiling in here, greasing. It's almost like cheating. It's almost like cheating. It's so easy to like shim gears and stuff with it. Now, yeah, it's amazing. Trigger pull is a little bit long. It's a little bit long for those who are after like a hair trigger, like the really high-end pro builders, speed soft players, that sort of thing, want to get that hair trigger. And it's not. You could probably modify that a bit, but look, I think for the target demographic this is aimed for, we're looking at your sort of casual players who want a good drop-in gearbox. I think this is good, man. It's got everything good to go. It's if I could change a couple of things, this screw, I don't like the position of this screw, and the wires on the mag terminal. You can see I've broken one off already. They're a bit flimsy here, and in my opinion, too long. The wiring's too long. It doesn't need to be that long. It just causes this big loop here that gets caught on things, and like I would shorten them to length. In fact, I probably will. And the fact that it'd be really cool if they could make the split with the mag terminals staying on the bottom half, so you wouldn't have to worry about that. That would be really cool, but might be difficult to engineer that. Surely it could be done. It wouldn't be that hard, I don't think. Just to have a piece that still is molded on the bottom of the gearbox that holds onto the terminal plate. Yeah, look, I like it. I think this is a good thing in terms of the future. If this is what we can get, the price point of this is great. You can just buy this and drop it in, and you're ready to play. 280 FPS, field legal, sweet as. You probably improve the air seal here, and you could improve the wiring. You can't do anything about that screw, but that's, I think, for the intents and purposes here, I think that should be okay. If we start putting bigger springs in it, this might start to be a problem, or faster motors with really high fire rates. I might, for science, in a later video, put a bigger spring in this and see what actually happens, see how it holds up. But yeah, for the casual player who just wants a MOSFET alloy split gearbox that's ready to go, drop in, bam, get this. It's good. I like it. People asking where did I get it from? It came from Monkey Mods. Not affiliated or sponsored by Monkey Mods at all. Don't forget to buy me a coffee down here, or hit me up on the face page to purchase a patch if you're that way inclined as well. Alright, thanks for watching. Peace.